We're here today to show how to make adjustments when you have an eave line, when you have two separate eave lines that don't line up exactly with the number of courses. So here we've started shingling at the bottom. We've got our starter strip and our first 3 courses. What we've done here, where we're going to have our transition, is we've used the right side of a panel and trimmed off the side lap here to line up with our rake edge. And then we've also gone ahead and installed our eave starter strip right here, and that is 3/4 of an inch off the eave. And then we've also trimmed back this lock so that it doesn't interfere when we place this shingle over the top of it. We've just trimmed this back so that there's going to be less of a bulge when we install the shingles. The other thing we did, we're coming into a valley here, and because we're coming into a valley and this 40-inch wide shingle didn't leave us enough room, we went ahead and trimmed off one full faux slate piece so that we have a nice joint. So then we can install a shingle and keep our nails far enough outside of our valley by trimming and having 1 and a fraction of a piece instead of just a fraction of a piece there. So we'll go ahead and we'll nail these pieces in place. Now that we've shingled up to this rake, we're going to go ahead and install a shingle with the full reveal so that we're able to use this eave starter to lock in this first course of shingles. And we're coming back across from the lower eave section, and here where we're going to cross over on top of the first course of shingles, we're going to go ahead and cut this tongue off the entire length of the shingle. What's important is that you take off both the part that hangs down below the shingle as well on the back side. You'll have to cut this off so this sits nice and flush, so the butt edge of that shingle is the same as the rest of the field. So here we're taking the tongue off. So now what we've done is, you can see we've cleaned this off nicely. So this sits flush, and also there's nothing protruding down below the bottom of the shingle. One point here too, because we have a single width slate where all slate pieces are 8 inches wide, it's okay to trick the pattern a little bit and slide this one way or the other, as long as you know that you've got plenty of room between your joints on the shingles below here. As long as your joints don't line up, it's okay to adjust it a little bit to allow it so that you're able to have this full piece here. So now that we've cut that, now what we're going to do is we're going to hand seal this one shingle here. So we're going to use Euroshield 900 to glue this down, and don't be shy with the Euroshield because this shingle on the backside has significant ribbing. You want to do a nice large bead across there so that it grips well. And then the other thing that we can do once we get it in place, this is just a 2-inch 18 gauge brad nail, and this allows us to tack down the shingle through the sealant. And because there's no head on it, we don't have an issue with this from a warranty point of view. What it's doing is making sure that the shingles stay in contact while the Euroshield 900 cures. we're going to do the same thing on this last piece. Go ahead and cut off the lock, solar seal that in place. And now you've got a nice transition where your first course of shingles is locked in at both eave lines, so you don't have a roof that's susceptible to being pulled apart right at the eave.